Hey guys, how you all doing? BionicleSaurus here, and in this video I'm going to be doing a general reptile collection update and a room tour. I haven't done one of these in almost 2 years, and I actually got someone requesting this in the comments, which was kind of a surprise since this is obviously not my usual content, but without further ado, let's get into this because just about everything here has completely changed. First off, the door actually has a whole bunch of sheds on it now. When I first started this in the last video, you guys must have seen of this. I think there were only like 2 sheds here, so it's neat that this idea is actually becoming a thing. All of these are from snakes that I own, except the one across the top, which is actually from a wild snake from Tucson, Arizona. I believe it to be a variable ground snake. My bearded dragon Spike, his old name tag is there because he actually did pass away not too long ago. That is the only animal that I've really lost ever when it comes to my reptiles. But there is actually one new addition as well. So let's just start with Penny, one of my bearded dragons. She was the rescue bearded dragon, and I believe her to be a hypomelanistic, which is very neat, so she's very, very pretty. Lots of nice oranges, and she can get very, very light in color. As you can see, she is doing absolutely fantastic. Let me just get a little shot of her there. She just seems to be very, very happy, and in her new home, you can tell she's just soaking up every bit of love we give her. Going over to the other side of the room, let's just start with this little stack of, I believe these to be 3 by 2 by 2 foot cages. The first snake we're going to be looking at was the newest one in the last video. This is Griffin, my Brettles or Centralian python, depending on which name you prefer. It doesn't really matter. Probably one of my more obscure and uncommon snakes in my collection. As you can see, he is just really quite gorgeous. He's not super red in color, but his patterns are just amazing, and beyond that, his personality is just perfect for a snake. He's really confident, got a great feeding response, but at the same time, he's never bitten me. I could never imagine him biting me for any reason, food or defense or otherwise. He is just an amazing, amazing snake to work with. As you can see, this guy is just such a neat animal. I love Brettles pythons, super hardy, not hard at all when it comes to their husbandry, and great, great personality. Like I said, he's just fast becoming one of my favorite snakes in my entire collection. As you can clearly see, he's gotten a lot bigger. In the last video of my animals that I did, he was just a little neonate, and now he is solidly into his juvenile years. Next up, we have my Brazilian rainbow boa Oz. This guy has just exploded in size. He is absolutely enormous right now. As you can see, he is just gorgeous. I'm not sure how much that iridescence is kind of coming through on the camera. It looks like it is a little bit, of course. In person, it is better. You can clearly see that he is quite a large snake. I believe him to be right around the 5-foot mark about now. Below Oz is perhaps my most uncommon snake in my entire collection. This is Drusilla, my black milk snake. As is clearly visible, she has almost completed her color change, and she is just a beautiful, beautiful snake. I personally really prefer these guys to the Mexican Black Kings, even though the Black Kings are a little more popular, it seems. I love the fact that these guys actually start out with the normal red, white, and black milk snake triads and slowly fade down to black as they grow and shed. I think that sort of color change through life is just really unique and really awesome. Next up, let's just go straight to the new addition. This is Blaze, my jungle carpet python. If any of you saw my vlog a couple years back of going to a local reptile expo, you will have actually seen me get this guy for the first time, but if you have only seen the previous room tour, then he will be totally new. I'm not going to actually get him out of his cage for a couple reasons. First off, he does look really cool up there perching and moving around on his tree. And secondly, I got him out earlier today, and since he's still pretty young and a little bit flighty, I just don't want to overstress him. He is absolutely gorgeous, as you can see. He's technically just a normal. He's not any sort of morph, but he is sort of the product of several generations of line breeding to get the darkest blacks and the brightest yellows, and it really does show. Moving on to this stack of 4 smaller vision cages, let's go from the newest snake now to the oldest. This is Drake, my normal ball python. He's not actually the oldest snake in my collection, but he is the one that I have had the longest. He is just a normal male ball python, but he is a very beautiful specimen, and his personality is possibly my favorite of all of my animals. I feel like more so than the other snakes, he really seems to give you something back when you handle him. Like, you can just feel that he's actually not just tolerating it, but kind of enjoying it, even though I know that's probably a bit of a anthropomorphization. There we go. Next up we have Squeak, my rescue ball python. So this is Squeak. She is stunted growth, and she's really only about, maybe 4 feet long, which is definitely too short for a female of her age, but nonetheless, her girth is looking great for her length, and really, I'm just so thankful that I haven't really had any long-term issues from her. I mean, I'm just thankful that I've been able to successfully rehabilitate her. Below her lives Lethal Yellow, my butter stripe corn. As you can see, this guy is just ridiculously gorgeous for a corn snake. Butterstripe is quite an amazing morph. I went back and watched my last tour I did of this room, and for that video he was actually in shed, and my old camera definitely wasn't doing him any justice, and so hopefully this will give you all a better idea of just how fantastic looking this guy is. He is the one snake that I have had some minor health issues with. He has, for a few months now, quite a few, been battling on and off some mouth rot. It's never become anything too serious. It is never been any more visible than just a couple little bits in the corners of his mouth, and right now his mouth is actually looking completely normal. And I think it's due to the fact that for many years he had a wet sphagnum moss hide, which is really unnecessary for a corn snake. I just kind of felt that he liked it, and it did help him shed, but it's out now, and I'm keeping his cage a lot drier, and I think his health is benefiting from that. In general, he's not doing the best, but he's doing better than he was, and as far as I see it, he is at least maintaining his issues, if not fully on the recovery now. The final snake that we are all going to look at today is Phoenix, my amalcorn. This girl is just beautiful. She's actually in shed right now. She's just cleared up from blue, and so she's probably going to shed any day now. But here's just some close-ups of her pattern and her colors. She has gotten so big. She's easily over 4 feet in length now, and she is just a wonderful, wonderful snake. Alright, we have now moved upstairs out of the reptile room to look at the one animal that doesn't live there. This is the original, the first reptile I ever got. This is Cloudy, my bearded dragon. I have had this guy since 2008, and he is still one of my all-time favorites. He's quite big. Of course, he does have a little bit of a nip on the end of his tail, and so he could probably be even longer than he actually is if that wasn't the case, but he is still a wonderful specimen of a normal bearded dragon. His left eye is a little swelled up right now. I'm not entirely sure why. Probably just some trauma from smacking it on the side of his cage with the amount of klutziness this little dude has going on. I would not be at all surprised if that is what it is. Nonetheless, it's not too bad. I'm not overly worried about it, and in fact today it's looking a little better than it usually does. Thank you all for watching, and BionicleSaurus signing out.